Something I touched upon a little earlier on was this aspect of a Stoic philosophy that even though there's this aspect of nutrition which is associated with food, but the general way I look at food, and we were talking just a little bit before starting off of how I do intermittent fasting, and another reason sort of why I do it is because of the mind space it puts me in. So I don't know, man. There's something about scarcity. So when your body goes without food for a certain period of time, I mean, I do generally 16 hours every day, but I've experimented with 24-hour fast as well. That when you sort of have that first meal, you sort of prize food a lot more, and you have a much better connection with food as such. And this is something recently I started off as well, that previously, whenever I was consuming a meal, I always had something on. Maybe I was reading a book, I had some video on YouTube or something of that sort. And I just felt that I wasn't in touch with my food as well. I don't want to sound too preachy or something, but is there something to that? Is there something to you being connected with your food and the person who possibly made that food for you?
Absolutely, yes. So I think, again, let's get back into 2 points that I have to share.
I'm sorry, I just ramble on and just throw many things
No. It's absolutely fine. So basically, when it comes to intermittent fasting, it's one of the finest things that is available to humankind. It's the reason why we are alive. We used to go through, period cycles of fed and fasted. So we used to get food and we used to not get food. So now we wake up, we walk into the kitchen, we have a refrigerator stocked with all of the foods in the world, and we sort of go and end up eating it. But this was not the case 100 years ago. This was not the case with our ancestors, who had to really wake up, run, hunt for food, kill for food, and then cook it and eat it, right? So that used to put them in that fasting state. The problem with intermittent fasting right now is we have made it into a fat loss program. It's no longer for the benefits of the intermittent fasting. It's only to lose weight. So a lot of people do it not because of the way they feel, but because of the way it's going to make them look a few months later, because they saw someone else doing it. So I think intermittent fasting, when done well, with mindfulness and awareness, it's one of the finest things you can put your body through. It's proven. But a lot of studies that are carried out when it comes to intermittent fasting are done on men and not on female bodies. And a very beautiful difference between a male body and a female body is a male is not going to go through different cycles of menstruation like we do. So I go through menstrual phase, follicular phase, ovulatory phase, luteal phase, back to menstruation, which means my hormones are changing every single microsecond, as compared to a male's body where you wake up, you have that surge of testosterone, the sun sets, testosterone goes a little lower, next day you wake up and it's same again. For my case, my estrogen could be great when I'm ovulating, but it would drop too low when I'm menstruating. So that means that my body is going to have different demands of energy and food and expenditure. And I have to eat accordingly. So if I'm menstruating, I'm losing blood, I'm losing nutrients, but I'm not getting it back into my body. There is no input of that nutrients coming back in. How long do you think my body is going to survive? And a lot of people do it without a reservoir of nutrients. Yeah. So, you suddenly read about it, autophagy, it's a great concept, your cells are going to die, and you're going to have great skin, hair, and all of these things. You end up doing it, but you have to do it with a lot of mindfulness, information, knowledge, because it's not meant for everyone. It's not meant for someone who is type 2 diabetic. It's not meant for female with hormonal imbalances. It's not meant for people whose, let's say they have issues like vertigo, or their BP goes too low and they are genetically predisposed to it. So you wake up, you're not eating, you don't have any minerals, you don't have your vitamin C, your salt, and then suddenly you faint one day. So it's not really that intermittent fasting is bad. It's the fact that we have turned it into a weight loss program. And it's no longer that mind-body-soul connection that I'm not eating. And when I end up eating food, wow, I appreciate that meal and every grain so much, because I know how it feels like to be hungry. But that's no longer the case. And a lot of people are having coffee and zero-calorie drinks, and they're like, oh, it's not spiking my insulin, so I'm still fasting. You're not fasting. You're having coffee that stimulates your digestive system, and you're no longer fast.
So you touched about this aspect of obviously if it's women, because obviously there aren't a comprehensive amount of studies that are done, and people who are disposed to certain amount of let's say
hormonal
imbalances and those sorts of things. But are there other things that people have to look out for, let's say when they're intermittent fasting, to get that mind body connection in place?
So when it comes to intermittent fasting, do it because I love the energy I feel when I'm fasting and when I'm not eating. It's free, it's flexible, It's simple. I don't have to think about food right after I wake up. I can get done with my meetings. I can finish the major part of my day, and then I can move to lunch, have 2 meals, and I don't have to think about food a lot, right? And at the same time, let's say you're working out, your strength in the gym is constantly increasing, right? Your sleep is getting better, your body is looking better, you are feeling fitter more than ever. Then you know that it's working out for you. But at the same time, a lot of people end up losing their periods. A lot of people end up feeling hangry and cranky all the time. A lot of people will have 3 cups of coffee to have the energy. A lot of people will stop sleeping at the right time in the night because they just don't have that glucose going on in the body that helps the brain be calm, because your brain and earlobes, 2 things that cannot function without glucose. So even when, let's say, someone is on a ketogenic diet, there is something known as gluconeogenesis, where your body is producing its own glucose. It's essential for survival, right? So you do it and you're feeling great, and your life is so much better than how it used to be. It's working out for you. But if you feel that, okay, I don't really see moving, maybe I've lost a couple of pounds, but I feel like a shitty person, I don't feel good when I look at myself, it's not working out. You need to change it.
Can you speak a little bit about this? Because I touched about this aspect of just appreciating one's food and those sorts of things. What I generally feel is this aspect that everyone generally looks at food is that, I just had breakfast, what am I going to eat for lunch? Okay, I'm done with lunch, what am I going to eat for dinner? So it's almost this constant cycle where we're not actually thinking about the big things you want to get done in the day, but actually just orienting our days around food, if that makes sense. I mean, I haven't gone... So I used to be on a 2-meal... I used to eat twice a day.
TMAD.
What's the word for it?
TMAD, it's 2 meals a day.
Okay,
so OMAD, TMAD.
Yeah. So I mean, I haven't... I think I did it once or twice when I went 1 meal a day. But I have gone 2 meals a day for a few days, actually. And I don't know, I just find it to be a superpower in some sense, because you just don't have to think about the food and those sorts of things. Again, what do you make of that? Like, in general, and how maybe it can be implemented well?
So like I said, it's free, it's flexible, it's simple, right? And if it's working out for you, it's brilliant. There's nothing like it. And if you are thriving on those 2 meals in a day, and what you are eating when you are eating those 2 meals in a day, and you're getting your protein, you're getting your vitamins, your minerals, you're drinking enough water, you're adding some lemon and salt to it to replenish those electrolytes, because water is not just about hydration, it's also about nourishment. It's
keeping
also
your
about
vitamins in place.
It's also about taking in those minerals, right? So if you're taking care of these 3 things and you're feeling great, it's simple, it eases your life, you're not stressed, you wake up feeling great, I think it's great. I think you should continue doing it.